The night was heavy with mist as the Midnight Express screeched to a stop at the last station. It was an old, almost forgotten train, rumored to be cursed, yet it still ran every night at exactly 12:03 a.m. Ethan Carter, a travel journalist, boarded the train, brushing off the chilling air that clung to the platform. He was the only passenger. The dim yellow lights flickered overhead as he walked down the narrow aisle, his footsteps echoing unnaturally. He chose a window seat, pulling his coat tighter around him. Outside, the station was lifeless, shrouded in fog. The conductor, an older man with hollow eyes, walked past without making eye contact, mumbling something under his breath. As the train lurched forward, Ethan noticed something odd. His reflection in the window didn't move at the same time as he did. He blinked, shaking his head, but the moment passed too quickly to be sure. The rhythmic clatter of the train was the only sound accompanying him, except for a faint whisper, barely audible over the rumble of the wheels. It almost sounded like a name. His name. Trying to distract himself, he pulled out his notepad, jotting down his impressions of the eerie train. The air inside felt stale, carrying the scent of something old, dust, rust, and something else, something metallic. A soft creaking sound made him glance toward the aisle. A woman in a deep red dress stood a few rows ahead, facing away from him. He could have sworn there had been no one else when he boarded. "Excuse me," Ethan called out, but the woman didn't turn. Her posture was unnervingly still. The train rattled violently for a moment, the lights flickering. When they steadied, the woman was suddenly closer, now just a few seats away. Ethan's breath hitched. A chill ran down his spine as he noticed her hands. They were too pale, almost translucent, and her fingers twitched slightly. He stood up hesitantly, his throat dry. "Are you okay?" he asked again, but the woman only let out a low whisper, her voice fragmented, like a radio signal breaking apart. "The last passenger never leaves." The train jolted again, the windows shuddering. Ethan turned to look outside. There was nothing beyond the glass. No trees, no stars, no signs of movement, just an endless void of black. His heartbeat pounded in his ears as he turned back to the woman, except she was now right in front of him. Her face was still hidden, her long, tangled hair covering it completely. A cold hand brushed against his wrist. Panicking, he backed away, only to find the conductor standing behind him. But something was wrong. His face was hollow, his mouth stretched open in an unnatural scream, yet no sound came out. The lights flickered violently, and suddenly, the train was filled with passengers, shadowy figures sitting motionless in every seat. Their faces were blurred, distorted, as if they were never fully there. Ethan stumbled back, gasping for breath. "What the hell is this?" His voice cracked. The woman in red finally lifted her head, revealing a twisted, eyeless face, her mouth sewn shut with black thread. A voice echoed from nowhere, whispering in a chorus of chilling tones. "You boarded the train. Now you belong to it." The train began to speed up, the walls vibrating, the windows now showing scenes from Ethan's past, his childhood home, his mother's face, the accident he had never spoken of. His memories were being pulled from him, as if the train itself was feeding on them. With desperation clawing at his chest, he ran toward the exit, yanking at the door. It wouldn't budge. The whispering grew louder, turning into a deafening roar. He turned one last time, and saw his own reflection in the window, standing up and smiling at him while he himself remained frozen in place. The train screeched to a halt. The doors hissed open, and Ethan was gone. At exactly 12:03 a.m., the Midnight Express stopped at the next station. The doors slid open, revealing an empty train. Only the conductor remained, adjusting his cap before mumbling to himself. Another passenger would board soon, and the cycle would begin again.